Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Weekend Show Sports segment. My name is Odiri Apkan. We'll start off this week on a good note. Yes, we'll go to Nigerian and British boxing legend Anthony Joshua on a very good, nice and a nice inspirational note. And he says, as long as you have discipline, you can succeed. Discipline is what makes everything and makes you, of course, to get everything you need. So it's a good way to, of course, give us inspiration this morning on Saturday. Of course, guys, welcome to the show. It's the weekend show, the sports on the weekend show. But let's go straight to some of the news that made the rounds this weekend. So I'll start with boxing. Now, Deontay Wilder this week will probably have to face a hearing by the World Boxing Council because he made some comments that were not ethical and not good for the sport. He said he would like to have a buddy on his record. Now, the WBC came out to say that he will have to face a hearing because those comments are not in, they don't go with the ethics of the sport, and it's not the same with the ethics of the organization. It doesn't even show sportsmanship, and it's, well, it's not a good comment, totally. How can you say you want to have a buddy on your record? You're a boxer, not a murderer, in quote. Okay, so apart from Deontay Wilder, we go straight to, away from boxing, we go to athletics. Yes, not great coming in when in the world of athletics for us. The AFN got a 2 weeks deadline from the IAAFN. I beg your pardon. That's the International Association of Athletics Federation. They erroneously paid $150,000 to the coffers of the AFN. The AFN being the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. That was in 2017, May 17, 2017. To be precise. Now, that money was supposed to be $20,000 as grant for the 2017 Warri Relays. So you know how someone wants to help you out, do something good for you, and mistakenly pays more than you were expecting. They said I was going to give you $20,000 as grant. They paid $150,000. Now, as at that time, the Solomon Ogba-led board had been dissolved, and the person in charge was the Secretary General, Akawo Amechi, and, well, he didn't report the money. Maybe they felt the money was for some other uses, so they committed it to other uses. And at the end of the day, the AFN found out later on, the IAAF, I beg your pardon, found out later on and said, look, you have to return $130,000. I'm saying it and it sounds nice, but this is actually an international disgrace. We have to quickly find a solution to that because at one point, the Minister of Sports, Pastor Solomon Dalong, said he was going to refund the IAAF about, well, let's say, 50% of the money. That's $65,000. But guess what? That money has not been refunded. So just before the minister is out of office, you know, from May 29, and the new cabinet is formed, the IAAF has decided to remind us that we're owing them $130,000. Now, failure to remit the sum to the IAAF coffers will result in sanctions for the AFN. Moving on. Great news coming in from Formula One because Mercedes have had 5-1-2 finishes in this season's Formula One so far. Now, this is because on Sunday, I beg your pardon, the Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton won the Spanish Grand Prix. Now, he didn't finish in pole position. His teammate Valtteri Bottas finished in pole position, but Hamilton overtook his teammate just at the first turn in that race. Now, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the Spanish Grand Prix.
Very good start. He's wheel to wheel with Bottas already. Behind them, Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen, and it's Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is now flying, trying to get the jump on the rest, as it's like the fastest, longest train you've ever seen going through that. And it's going to be Lewis Hamilton. It's going to see the checkered flag first and claim a hat-trick of Spanish Grand Prix wins. Lewis Hamilton wins the Spanish Grand Prix, and for the 5th time in a row, it's a Mercedes 1-2 as Valtteri Bottas comes home second.
Awesome day in the seat there, mate. Fantastic start as well. So yeah, Mad Dog, great work.
Pierre Gasly will come home to take 6th place ahead of Kevin Magnussen, 7th for Haas. Fastest lap of the race this season as well.
Well, it's great to have good reward for success at the end of the day. But before we move on to other talking points, congratulations, first of all, to the Mercedes team. But let's go to grassroots football, where former Super Eagles coach and, of course, former Super Eagles, former Nigerian international Samson Siasia has come out to say that the only solution to our football has to be grassroots football. That is where we can get the best and restructure our football from the grassroots. Now, he also came out to say he's also the proprietor of Siawan Academy, and he came out to say that he also revealed that in ensuring that we can use grassroots football to reposition our football for greater heights, he said his academy will also be holding a 3-day screening for both old and new players starting from the 19th of May ahead of the annual Dana Cup holding in Denmark. So he says this will help us get good new players, young players for the next under 13 national teams, under 15 national teams, and from then and so forth to the national level at under 17, under 20 and under 23. So last week, Manchester City picked up the title. I know a lot of Liverpool fans that were busy praying on Sunday. Now, you sit down and you play an entire season, you lose just one game, but you have 7 draws. Now, on the final day, you're 1 point behind Manchester City, and then you're praying. City also have the time to pray. They also have people who pray for them. If Liverpool have prayer warriors, guess what? City also had prayer warriors. But let's look at how City celebrated this particular victory. It's a result of hard work. Like I said, the league is a marathon and not a dash. Let's take a look.
The last man in the line. Last Premier League game, question mark, question mark, question mark. Certainly not on the evidence of his recent performances. It's 11th season at the club. Captain, leader, legend, and scorer of that goal on Monday set up the platform for today.
He's a giant for Manchester City, a giant in the Premier League.
England's highest quality title race of all time, but coming out on top again in the Premier League, Manchester City. The serial winner has got another trophy for the cabinet. The past masters have finally passed Liverpool, full stop at the end of a campaign. Remember, they won by 19 points last season. 98 this season, enough only by 1. There's been no let-up, Liverpool have seen to that. But to 2012, 2014 and 2018, you can add 2019. Many congratulations to Manchester City.
Now, the taste of victory after such a long time playing about 38 games in the Premier League and other games in the FA Cup and the EFL, of course, and the Champions League must be really, really sweet. So we saw some, I don't have the goals of the week for you today, but there were beautiful goals scored in the Premier League, the just concluded Premier League 2018-2019 season of the Premier League. So I took some time to pick up some of the interesting goals. Let's take a look at them.
Mahrez tries to bend it. It's a beautiful fourth. The Premier League's greatest.
In the middle, and here's Rashford. Martial, a chance for another one. We've got another one. Manchester United have turned it around. Some of the stuff that they showed against me. Cuts it out. Ramsey. Lacazette! There it is! He didn't waste any time this time. And Everton skipped football, particularly at the start of the second half.
Mkhitaryan to help it on. Aubameyang. Oh, and then Ramsey with the most delightful of finishes. It was only his second touch of the ball after he'd come on. Well, that's one for the show reel.
So right now in football, it's all about the gossip. Who is moving where, who is not moving where. Just to tell you one or two little stories in the gossip mill in football, Antoine Griezmann has told Atletico Madrid he will leave the club this summer. Everyone, I think it's an open secret that he will be moving to Barcelona. Yes, according to the Spanish La Liga president, we hear that Barcelona has gotten the money ready at about 120 million euros as the amount they need to ensure that, of course, he moves to Barcelona. Of course, Barcelona is still angry that he didn't move last season, but the man he's made up his mind right now to move to Barcelona. So let's go away from there. Let's take a look at the fixtures of the leagues that will be playing today. The German league, the Spanish league is still on. I think the French league is also on. Let's take a look. Okay, there we see some big games. Juventus, already champions of the Serie A, we're taking on Atalanta. Napoli in action against Inter Milan. That will be later on tomorrow. And today, first game of the day will be Udinese taking on Spa. That's in the Italian Serie A. We can move straight to the Spanish La Liga. Yep, kickoff will be 12 to noon today. Levante at home against Atletico Madrid, who is also saying goodbye to Antoine Griezmann. And we see Real Madrid taking on Real Betis tomorrow. And Alba takes on Barcelona. I think the league for Spain ends upper weekend. And also, not to forget, we're going straight to the German Bundesliga. Bayern Munich, they came from behind to steal the title from Dortmund, but it was like Dortmund handed it over to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich will be in action today. They take on Eintracht Frankfurt. I think the German Bundesliga ends today. All games kicking off at 2:30. I'm not so sure about that, but yeah, definitely today. We see Dortmund taking on Borussia Mönchengladbach away from home at 2:30 p.m. today. Also, Schalke taking on Stuttgart. RB Leipzig away to Werder Bremen later on today. So, from the Bundesliga, we see games in the French Ligue 1. PSG already champions there, no questions about that. We see the Bordeaux will start off today by 8 p.m. taking on Reims, Lille against Angers. Some of the games to be played today, Lyon against Cayenne, and we also see Strasbourg taking on Rennes. In Toulouse, we take on Marseille tomorrow, and those are the games in the Ligue 1. Okay, so straight to the Africa Cup of Nations. Yes, during the week, head coach of the Super Eagles, Garnet Rowe, released the list of 25-man squad for the 2019 African Cup of Nations in Egypt, and he also listed 6 players on standby. Now, the great news about this during the week was that John Mikel, Super Eagles captain, made a grandstanding return to the Super Eagles in this one. So he's back in the squad. He's going to use his experience. He's going to lead the squad to the Nations Cup in Egypt. If we're going to win a 4th title, I am not so sure about that. Mikel is not Messi. He's probably not going to deliver the title, but he's going to help us give our best at the Nations Cup. So we see the goalkeepers, the defenders. We see Ola Olua, or I know he's back in the team after coming from injury. One worry was Adrian Igalo from Shanghai in China, but I think he's well and he's okay. Probably he'll be okay in time for the Nations Cup. He had an injury a week ago, so we're hoping he'll be back and fit. My own issue with this list has to be Kelechi Iheanacho making a list. I don't know what he has done this season to get a call-up to the Nations Cup squad. I think there are players who have played regularly who have been disenfranchised. They could put it that way, because Kelechi is there. Now, I've seen FCUFA Sylvester Egbomo score some goals. I'm not saying he's better than Kelechi. I'm just saying on current form, you have to pick players who play regularly to the national team. So this is not the only team that released the squad for this week. We also have the FIFA under the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup, and head coach of the Super Falcons, Thomas Dennerby, released the list also this week. So let's take a look at the list, and then we'll take a look at the timeline for the team. Okay, the list is quite simple. From the list, you notice that a lot of Super Falcons players played a trade in Sweden. So maybe there's something really good about Sweden. But let's go to the timeline. On May 20th, the team will depart for Austria. Their Vita resort in Bad Tasmandorf. The squad will be trimmed down to about 23 players at the end of their 2-week camp in Austria. Then on the 4th of June, the team departs Austria for Reims in France. On the 8th of June, Nigeria will take on the 1995 winners and Norway in their opening Group A game in Reims. Then on the 12th of June, Nigeria trade tackles with Korea Republic in Grenoble, and on the 17th, Nigeria will take on host France in Rennes. Now, the prayer is by the 17th of June, we will be done, we will have qualified for the next round. But like they say, easier said than done. Easier prayed than done, we can say so. But it's not going to be an easy one for us at the World Cup. We are in a group that has a lot of very, very strong teams. We've not been doing well on the world stage. We've had good performances. We've been great on the African continent, but on the world stage, the last time we got to the quarterfinals at the World Cup was in 1999, and so since from 2003, 2007, and 2011, then 2015, we have not been able to get out of the group stage at the World Cup. So maybe Thomas Dennerby has done something to change something in the team to help us get out of the group stage this time around. Now, we're not the only ones who have been releasing our World Cup squad. Now, the German national women's team also released their World Cup squad. Now, I love the video because apart from releasing it, they made a video about their campaign for the World Cup. We'll take a look at the video, but before we do that, I'm going to sign off right here, and then we'll take a look at the video before we head back to Osasu Igbenedion. So thank you so much for staying tuned on the Weekend Show on AIT. And of course, I won't say I'll be back here next week on Saturday to give you more incisive stories in the world of sports, football, everything you can, of course, name it. You get it right here on the sports segment of the Weekend Show. Don't forget to join us on our social media handles at Weekend Show NG. Go there and check out our videos and follow us if you can, and as much as you can do. Stay tuned on AIT. Right now, I will hand you over to the German national team. You find something interesting. I like the way they branded the video, and it's a good message. They really don't have balls, but they know how to play it.
Weißt du eigentlich, wie ich heiße? Und ich? Genau.
Wir spielen für eine Nation, die unsere Namen nicht kennt. Aber dass wir 3-mal Europameisterin waren, weißt du schon, oder? Nicht? Stimmt, es waren ja auch 8-mal. Beim ersten Titel gab es dafür ein Kaffeeservice. Seit es uns gibt, treten wir nicht nur gegen Gegner an, sondern vor allem gegen Vorurteile. Frauen sind zum Kinderkriegen da. Gehören in die Waschküche. Wie Amateurfußball, nur in Zeitlupe. Aber weißt du was? Wir brauchen keine Eier. Wir haben Pferdeschwänze.
Wie bitte?
Nice.
Wir sind die mit Schminke im Gesicht, die gern Stöckelschuhe tragen. Und Overknees. Oh ja. Wir tanzen gern. Wir stehen auf Typen, die wissen, was sie wollen. Unsere Vorbilder, die sind wir längst selbst. Es ist okay. Du musst dir unsere Gesichter nicht merken. Nur, was wir wollen. Spielen. Unser Spiel. Unser Beat.
Thank you so much for investing your time with us today on the Weekend Show. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Weekend Show NG on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. You can also visit our website, weekendshowng.com.
You can also watch this episode on YouTube. It is Weekend Show NG.
Yes, and to help us sign out today, we have Emmanuel. Take it over.
The way you love me, the way you take me, now I'm happy seeing me now. The way you love me, the way you take me, I cannot explain. You know I want you to be with me in my life and every day now. You're a diamond, like a star, you'll brighten up my day. You be the one I did see. When the parts take light, you be the drugs I did take. When sickness hold me, You be the one for my dreams. Please don't wake me up again, no, yeah. You be the one I did see when never take light. You be the drugs I did take when sickness hold me. You be the one for my dreams. Please don't wake me up again, no, yeah. See, I love you, girl, I no go lie. This our loving will never die. I'll run 1,000 miles just to get you, my dear. I'll fall 1,000 feet just to catch you, my dear. Every second, girl, you in my mind. Every second, girl, you in my mind. Oh, you be the one I did see when never take light. You be the drugs I did take when sickness catch me. You be the one for my dreams. Please don't wake me up again, no, yeah. Like the rainbow in the sky, I just wanna see you smile. If you like, we can go high. I can even go 1,000 miles. My only friend, you are my sunshine. I just wanna see you smile all the time, yeah. Like the rainbow in the sky, I just wanna see you smile. And if you like, we can go high. I can even go 1,000 miles. My only friend, you are my sunshine. I just wanna see you smile all the time, yeah. You be the one I did see whenever I take light. You be the drugs I did take when sickness hold me. You be the one for my dreams.
I know.
Please
I
don't
sound
wake
like
me up
Beyonce.
again, no, yeah. Hey, you be the one I did see whenever I take light. You be the drugs I did take when sickness hold me. You be the one for my dreams, yeah. Please don't wake me up again, no.